Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body, what ye shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body than raiment? Behold the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not much better than they? The above and the passages that follow are truly the heart and soul of the law of attraction. In my mind, there is no room for misinterpretation. Take no thought for your life. Be not concerned for food or drink. Care not about clothing. Do not be concerned how these things will come. The universe provides for all of your needs. As far as Jesus is concerned, all that you need to sustain life is available and freely provided. This raises the obvious question about shortages and the fact that people live in poverty, starve to death, and are homeless. Some people would have us believe that this happens because not all people are Christian and must suffer the consequence. Of course, I am not sure that sparrows attend church or that they have proclaimed their faith in God, yet they seem to deserve life. Humanity is convinced that there are lack and limits in this world. They believe that there is not enough wealth, food, or shelter to meet basic needs. This myth has been perpetuated for thousands of years by both secular and sectarian authorities, to the point where most in the world are convinced that this is true. As a result, since reality follows thought, we have the illusion of lack and insufficiency. We all know that there is food enough for all. We all know that all could be sheltered and clothed. We all know that there is enough abundance on this planet to end suffering, misery, and pain. We all know that the end of these perceived problems is only a thought away. Unless Jesus lied, the fields are ready and already white with harvest. Do humans have to labor to satisfy their basic needs? At the present time in our evolution, I would have to say yes. Is this a requirement of the universe? I do not believe that it is. If we let our light shine and become the perfection of our true being, the provision of needs and the fulfillment of desires can be achieved with mental effort and minimal sweat of the brow. Was not water turned into wine? Were not the masses fed with but a few loaves of bread and a few fish? We all have the power to do this, according to Jesus and all of the other great avatars. Once the myth of limitation is wiped from our subconscious memories, all this becomes possible. Which of you, by taking thought, can add 1 cubit unto his stature? And why take ye thought for raiment? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin. And yet I say unto you, that even Solomon, in all his glory, was not arrayed like one of these. Wherefore, if God so clothe the grass of the field, which today is, and tomorrow is cast in the oven, shall he not much more clothe you, O ye of little faith? You cannot become what you are not. You cannot unthink yourself. We ignore the fact that the universe has chosen to teach by its own example. Nature is in a state of balance. What goes into the system is equal to what comes out of the system. Energy changes form and appearance, and yet the system is self-perpetuating. Each year brings new life that is built upon the old life that seems to pass away. But the perception of death is again illusion. All things return to the energy that they are and take form once again to express what appears to be new life. It is the same with us. There is no need to worry about the source of our sustenance. It is by worrying that we create the illusion of lack, while all the while there is ample energy to provide for our needs. Our thoughts may give the appearance that we have created shortages and that scarcity exists, but by taking thought in this manner, we cannot alter the stature of the universe. Abundance exists regardless of appearances. Perfection exists regardless of our notions to the contrary. What is given to the lily is given freely. What is given to us is also given freely. Even when we appear to disrupt the balance, all we have done is to alter the form in which energy is stored. Our actions do not change the truth of nature. Science teaches us that there are laws pertaining to the conservation of energy and matter. Energy is not a finite resource. When we look beyond our own world, we can see that we are constantly receiving more energy than we could ever think of depleting. When we worry and fear that there is not enough, all we are doing is squinting at the universe and limiting the flow of abundant energy. However, even though our eyes are closed, the light does not go away. It is only in our ignorance that we think there is darkness. By living life in balance and in harmony with nature, there will be no shortages. By living in balance with each other, there will be no shortages. We need not worry if there is enough. This does not mean that some will not have more than others. Some plants grow bigger and produce more fruit. But it does mean that no one needs to go without. Can this planet support an ever-increasing population? Is there not only so much water? Are not tillable lands limited? We live in a somewhat closed system with respect to natural resources. It is also true that nature balances itself if inputs and outputs are not relatively equal. We all know the result of overgrazing, issues arising from population explosions, and the role that diseases play in keeping systems in check. Overpopulation can become an issue until such time as we evolve to the point that we can simply manifest basic needs by sheer thought. This is an area for caution. It is possible that excessive strains on resources could possibly stimulate new technologies to deal with the problem. It is usually through pressure that we rise to solve pressing issues. Therefore, take no thought saying, "What shall we eat?" or "What shall we drink?" or "Wherewithal shall we be clothed?" For after all these things do the Gentiles seek. For your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things. Take no thought. In the movie The Last Samurai, there is the admonishment to the American who is trying to learn the ancient ways of the sword and failing miserably, that he is thinking too much. His thoughts are getting in the way of his performance and his intuition. Yoda in the film Star Wars constantly tells Luke that he is also thinking too much and that he must give in to the Force. The universe knows the needs of its own nature. Within our own bodies, our cells do not worry. Water, proteins, vitamins, and minerals are supplied to them on an as-needed basis. Within our subconscious mind is the mechanism that takes care of these needs, and the cells give no thought regarding how the building blocks of life are supplied. In a way, we are cells in the cosmic body, and the cosmic mind, the universe, the Father-Mother, knows what we require and has provided the resources necessary to meet those requirements. Based upon the law of attraction, worrying about how we shall be fed and clothed actually creates the illusion of lack. By thinking that there is not enough to go around, we create a mental condition of not enough to go around. We are all familiar with the notion of worrying oneself ill. There are ample examples of those who never seem to have a good break. While some may call it coincidence, there are numerous accounts of people who seem to attract what they fear most. Those who are concerned about their vehicle breaking down always seem to have their car troubles. Those who worry about getting the flu always seem to get the flu. Those concerned about losing their jobs frequently lose their jobs. It is like the cartoon character Schlep Rock, with the dark cloud over his head that is exposed to all manner of personal disaster. If form follows thought, especially those thoughts filled with deep-seated emotion, then the law of attraction goes to work and the fears, worries, and concerns become reality. Conversely, there are those who go through life and nothing goes wrong. These people are confident of who and what they are saying. The Midas touch comes to mind. Faced with adverse circumstances, they come out ahead. Disasters become blessings. No problem is too big to tackle. Each is addressed and corrected. Money is always available. Health is always good. The kids turn out great, and abundance is observed in every aspect of their lives. I am not talking the rich and the wealthy. I am not talking about heirs to financial kingdoms or empires. These are everyday people who just get it right. Their positive attitude in life attracts one blessing after another. Many of these people have been born in the same circumstances as our dark cloud characters, but through the use of will and determination have risen above adverse environmental and social influences. Many would say that this is just good luck. I do not think that Jesus was a believer in luck, nor do I think a mere series of circumstances separates the sheep from the goats. Do these people work hard? Have they furthered their education? Have they been in the right place at the right time? The answer is yes to these questions. Right thinking has conspired with them to create positive conditions that make all of these things possible. People like this live the law of attraction, even if they have never heard of it. It may be argued that these people are the exception to the rule. I would argue that if there are exceptions, there are no rules. If one can do it, all can do it. The universe knows what you need, and when positive thought is established as habitual pattern, all of your needs and desires are met because the universe goes into action. If you know that the universe will take care of you, there is no need to take thought and worry about those things that are freely given when you are in a state of freely accepting. So, what do you think? Let me know in the comments if you agree or feel differently. And thanks for watching.